Welcome guys to the first episode of the Skateboard Ranch, a new series about a project I've been working on for a long time, and now I think it's finally gonna happen. So for those who don't know me, let's start by the beginning. My name is Sebastien. I live in Montreal. I've been skating since the early 90s, even though I've never been really good at it. It's always been a part of my life. And like about 8 years ago, I started to getting involved at P45, Montreal's own DIY project. And as the year went by, we started building like bigger and bigger stuff, more complicated stuff, trying to push our limits and trying to learn as much as we could online with like watching the other pros, what they were doing and stuff. So little did we know, as time went on, we started fantasizing about like owning our own place and building the ultimate setup in our own backyard, like a snake run in the wood, a pool, backyard pool, and then funky stuff that we wouldn't build somewhere else. You could build for yourself, and hopefully some other people are gonna like it too. But you could just let go of imagination and just build crazy stuff. I continued to think about that. I was like, I could turn that into a business. I could probably do a campground with little cabins and refuge for the winter, and having people come and just camp, skate, chill beside the water, just have fun, party. And I was like, man, as my 40th birthday was looming closer and closer, I was like, man, if I don't do it now, if I don't start working towards that dream, like that's what it's gonna remain. It's gonna remain a dream. So I decided to go back to school for 3 months and did a little course about on starting a business, learn the basics, and I started looking for a piece of land. And so we're all on the same page. I never owned a house. I didn't know nothing about owning a house or the whole process of owning a home or land for that matter. So I knew it was going to be hard, but I was like, man, it's now or never, so let's just do it. I wanted it to be big enough so that I could, build some stuff, have some fun, and without having neighbors just beside that would complain and stuff like that. The zoning had to be right for business, the kind I wanted to do, for campground and stuff like that. There was so many things to look at, just water disposal and wetlands, and there's so many stuff you gotta learn and know when you're looking for land. But I was learning it as I was going. So the first one we're looking at in Brownsburg, I was looking at everything was good, everything was looking good. I met with the city, they weren't super enthusiastic about the project, but it was working. So I decided to make an offer. I was like, okay, I'm doing it. I called the agent, drove there, made the offer, and the same day another offer came in, and naturally they chose the other one. That was the first disappointment, the first one of many. The whole process was a roller coaster of emotion. You're so hyped up, it's gonna work, you can see yourself there, and then it doesn't work. Ooh, you gotta start all over again. A different city, different municipality. You gotta do the bylaws again, and check the land again, and see the wetlands, and it never ends. So at one point, I even had another one in Tremblant. It had 5 little cabins on it already. It was the one. In my head, it was the one. It was there was those little cabins was ready to operate. I could have just turned the key, put myself on Airbnb, and it was working. It was about 32 acres on the mountain, 25 minutes away from Tremblant, an hour, 40 minutes from Montreal. I thought it was the one. I was working with a guy, an agent, so he tells me there's no activity on that property. Don't worry, go get pre-approved for the financing, and we're gonna go see it. So I do my due diligence. I finally get the pre-approval. As soon as I get the pre-approval, I call him. Let's go do it, man. Let's visit that place. And he tells me, oh, there's an offer already accepted on the place. I'm like, man, you're kidding me. And I was like, oh, that was pretty much at that point. I was ready to throw the towel. I was ready to give up. I had enough. It was like, man, again, it's it's just not meant to happen. So I was like, let's do something else. I was already I started looking for apartments. New apartment. Me and my girlfriend are living in that small apartment for 2 years. We've been here, and we're just waiting, and we're gonna get a house, blah blah blah. So I was like, man, I can't stand that place anymore. Let's just find a new place. And then she looks at me, and is like, oh, look at that, look at what I just found. It's a new listing. 108 acres in Nominang, a little further than I thought. I was like, that could work. Like 2 hours from Montreal, but still only half an hour from Tremblant. I was like, let's go see it. So I called the agent. We were the first one to call, first one to visit. And me and my couple of my friends went back, walked a bit on the land, see what it was like. And you know, when somebody tells you, oh, it wasn't meant to be, there's plenty more fish in the sea and stuff like that, it's always the worst thing you can hear at the time. But you know, when we finally found a house, like, I almost think that all those other places weren't meant to be. The good thing about all those other misadventure is that for that one, I was ready. I knew what I wanted, I knew what to look for, and only like 48 hours after the visit, I was ready to make an offer. We were the first one to make one, and that one was for me. So, in 27 days, I'm going to be the proud owner of a little 100-year-old house with a little garage, a little shed, a small lake, access to another lake, and 108 acres of possibilities. I can't wait to start working. I got so much on my plate, but I can't wait to bring you guys with me. If you're still here and you like what you've seen and you want to follow me and see if I failed miserably or if it's a success, and if you want to be part of that adventure, please subscribe, follow me, like the video, and do whatever you want. I'm here, Facebook, Instagram, the links are all down there. Thank you. See you soon.